Do you want to be a fly on the wall in one of my real estate sales team meetings? Well, I'm going to give it to you. So I recently recorded a real estate sales team meeting and I'm going to share it with you. So stay tuned. In 2011, I decided that I wanted to make more money. And prior to that point, whenever I felt like I was doing really well in my business, I felt like my family time was lacking. I came to a point where I'm like, okay, I need to figure out how to have better systems and processes so that I can make more money and not have less family time. I didn't want to door knock. I didn't want to host open houses. That wasn't a thing for me. And at that point, I had been working primarily with buyers, right? And I knew I was kind of capped out with that. And like I said, I didn't want to cold call. I didn't want to door knock. I didn't want to host open houses. I moved here from Massachusetts. So I didn't really have like a sphere of influence here, like through family and friends. And honestly, I feel like if I was in Massachusetts, I wouldn't want to feel like I was begging people that I know for business. Like I wanted to generate business for myself. And I wanted people to like raise their hands when they were thinking about buying or selling. That was what I was thinking of back in 2011. So I started developing this process, like the same formula that we're sharing with you guys today is what we started developing then, but we're getting 8 times better results. And that's a little conservative. We haven't changed the formula too much, but we're consistently tweaking things on, I'll say, the marketing side and with our process to get better results. Here's what I came up with. I came up with a proven formula just through working the system since 2011, working with different agents who are brand new to agents who are seasoned and everywhere in between. And this is what I've seen gets proven results. So scheduling is number one, committing to the platform, hustling, defining the hook, and then being able to get people to like, know, and trust you. So let's dig into these 5 steps. And I feel like if you are just starting with this or you haven't had success up to this point and you've been here for at least 90 days, this is a process. So the thing about real estate that I think makes things hard is you don't get instant gratification. Right? You are working from behind and you're not getting like any money for what you do right away. And you're not getting results right away. And that's completely normal for what we do. But I'm going to go through these 5 steps. I feel if it's followed, you can get 2 closings in the next 90 days or by that 90-day mark. The scheduling thing is critical. And you guys can see, because we have our group text, right? So you can see how consistently people are doing schedules, who's doing schedules, and you have a higher likelihood to accomplish your goals when you create a schedule. It's that simple, right? A lot of people will just say like, oh, I work full time. I'm going to work in real estate full time. I'm going to focus on it, but they're not really specific. And that's really not good enough. It's not good enough to say you're going to work full time. It's not good enough to be like, oh, I'll just make calls in the morning, and you don't have it etched in your schedule that you've committed to. So it's not good enough to just be generic and general about it. You've got to document it. You've got to share it. That sharing creates accountability. You need to review your schedule. So I always say, hey, before your week starts, and I typically do mine on Sunday night and I share it with you guys. And I'm just sharing it because I feel like that will help you guys to share yours. Dasani, I want to just acknowledge you because you shared yours last week before I even shared mine. So that just let me know, like, you are positioning yourself for success. You're doing what you have been taught to do. So you're trusting the process, right? So I just want to acknowledge you for doing that. So she was the only one who shared before me. Normally, I'm the one who shares it. Kudos to you, Dasani. But we've got to document things. We've got to review it before the week starts. We've got to share because we're part of a team. So that accountability is going to help you have success as well. And then reviewing your schedule before the day starts. So I review mine before my week starts, and then I review it each day before that day starts. With the scheduling, the consistency is the key, like with everything we do, right? It's all about consistency. And most people are very general and generic about like, oh, I'm going to work 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to make calls. And they probably don't even work that amount of time consistently, like 5 days a week, I would say. They'll say like general, like I want more sellers. I want to work more listings. I want more leads, but they don't have a consistent plan. So that's the breakdown. So your schedule should include money-making activities, okay? The money-making activities are lead prospecting, lead follow-up, going on qualified appointments, negotiating contracts, closing transactions. And then I added building a business. That's something I started focusing on probably, honestly, about 5 years ago, even though I've been in the business for a long time. So just being able to, like, what we do in general is not a business. If you can't make money, if you can only make money when your 2 hands are touching something, it's a career. And I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not really a business. So these are things like my goal is to not have to sit and be like, did you guys make your calls today? Did you follow up on the leads? Like my goal is to help you get to a point where you can build a business, like make money without your 2 hands touching it. It all starts with the lead prospecting and lead follow-up. If you don't have appointments, if you don't have closings, if you don't have contracts, you're not going to get anything without the prospecting and the follow-up. So those have to be ingrained in your schedule. And if you call yourself a full-time real estate agent, then you should be working lead prospecting and lead follow-up at least 6 hours a day. I mean, people consider 8 hours full-time, but I would say at least 6 hours a day. The time blocking and scheduling is a non-negotiable. Like if you want to be successful, you have to do it. And statistics say you're 91% more likely to accomplish your goals when you have a schedule. 91%. So 87% of realtors fail within 5 years. So if you haven't been in the business at least 5 years, or you haven't been full-time 5 years, then you have to do this. Like, and I've been in the business, I got my license in 2006. I still have a schedule. I still have it. All right, picking your platforms. For me, and I'm just sharing with you guys, right? When I decided I didn't want to cold call, I didn't want to door knock, I didn't want to host open houses, I didn't want to go meet my neighbors, like I didn't like that stuff. A warm lead with people who are looking to do something in real estate, not just random conversations. So this platform was built from that, okay? And I tell people all the time, when you get here, like if you have the opportunity to be on this team, then you need to take advantage of this platform, because this platform is legit. Like literally, people go through a 4-step process before you even see them, before they even get pulled into the CRM. There's a 4-step process that happens. So I would recommend you nailing this system first and don't even do anything else. Like that is really my true recommendation, because you've got to build the muscle, and the muscle is you've got to be consistent with your schedule, and you got to be consistent with calling. And you want to call people, you want to communicate with people who are thinking about doing something, not just random people, like nosy neighbors at an open house, or asking your family members, do you know somebody? I'm not saying like, don't do that, like if you have an opportunity, but your prospecting time should be in a platform or in a system where you know people are looking to do something. So according to the National Association of Realtors, 97% of people start their search online. If this video was helpful for you, please make sure you like it. If you want to hear more, make sure you subscribe. If you want to talk more about the systems and tools that I use that I mentioned in my sales meeting, if you want to learn about how you could have access to the same systems and tools, make sure you schedule a time. There's a link in the description for my calendar. Block up some time and we'll sit down and chat about it.